Yes, recording in progress. Thank you. It's actually foundation that helps you actually become like a pro, so that when you are in the interview, you're not just talking, answering questions. Like I was with Lola a few days ago, I said it's going to be more of a conversation. What is going on now with the organization? They are getting into hiring season, November, December, January, February, market. They are going to do a lot of hiring. It's just normal because people's contract will end. Now they want to refresh the environment. Organization love that. Why? Because somebody that might be there, they might get a new job. They already know that they are leaving in 12 months. Nobody's waiting. They are doing interview. They'll give their 2 weeks. Organization need you. They will know that your somebody's contract is ending in December. Maybe they weren't too satisfied. They need a fresh hand. They need people like us, people like you that we pour into. They need fresh people. So it's not something that they have a choice. They have to refresh the environment with new resource. Even my organization is doing it now, just bringing new people in, and that's the only way organization will survive. I got some wonderful call this weekend, and I'm beginning to think twice. Like these people, and people are going. See, there's so much I want to share today. 1 hour. I just hope I'll be able to share it. When you leave this class, I'm going to really accelerate this from beginning. Go back to your LinkedIn, put your face, a very nice picture, put your profile picture, put Agile, look at my page and copy some things quick now. I'm not going to wait till 3-4 weeks before I let you guys know this. Why? Because of the time. We're in a quarter where they will do recruiters, they will do a filter. On Jira and Azure, we have what we call filter. It will filter all the tickets, all the stories, user stories that's under Temi's name. Those tickets will come out and it will going to be under Temi. That's how they are doing filter now. Scrum Master, seasoned Scrum Master, experienced Scrum Master. The recruiters will have the name Scrum Master in New York, Scrum Master in Chicago, Scrum Master in Lagos, anywhere. So we want your page to be active. I'm not going to wait for this because sometimes we do this late. After this class, because of in another 1 month, they'll start to put you on the spot. Are you available? How many have I gotten this week? It's really, really very attractive that I'm thinking twice. All right. So do that, please. Get your LinkedIn. Wonderful. If you need more information, let me know. Your wallpaper on your LinkedIn got to show Scrum, Agile, or something. I want us to be fast-paced, no time to waste, because next month they will start. And forget about imposter. I don't deal with imposter syndrome. My students don't deal with imposter syndrome. We don't even have it. We don't even talk about it. The only time I will talk about imposter syndrome is, I will say, recruiters, they are watching out for imposters. Now, this just knows only the textbook knowledge. So we're not going to worry about that, because I'm going to tell you a lot of things on the environment. So when you go to interview with people like me, you're going to be saying, yes, I believe in Agile, I believe in incremental delivery. And guess what? Once my stories, they meet definition already, then my team is ready. But first of all, we have to meet definition already. For example, you want to travel to France. You don't even know where your passport is. You don't know where your suitcase is. You are not ready. You bring some real life example when you are in interview. You make it a conversation. You make it like you're coaching them, because Scrum is so beautiful. It so makes sense. And when I started talking about waterfall, then come to Agile, then go into Scrum, you will see why I say Scrum is so beautiful and it makes sense. Because every one of you, if you start using Scrum in your life, I was talking to my husband something yesterday, and this morning I'm like, no, I want to try it first before the class. I wanted to share my screen. But I know that even if I share my screen, I'm still going to go ahead and explain what I have on the screen. So I changed my mind later. I want to share my screen and share some documents. But I already shared it in the class. So, but I said, yeah, in Scrum, I brought Scrum again. We really want to try something, then inspect and adapt. Why? All what I'm saying now, you guys look like it's house cleaning, but this is the Scrum we're talking about. I want you to know why recruiters will listen to me and be like, oh, wow, this is good. I told you guys I went to one interview. My manager was writing things I was saying. Why will you not inspect and adapt? Why will you not look if there's mistake so that you can quickly change? That is what Agile means. It's different from the traditional waterfall. So like I said, I wanted to share my screen. Let's start with the very beginning. And let's make this learning and conversation and breaking down exactly what agile. What is this agile and what is this Scrum, Kanban, Lean practice? What is all this framework? This call them children of agile. Scrum is a child of agile. What is all these things? What happened is that there used to be one framework. And if you have a pen, thank God the class is recorded. Let's make this easy, simple, and let's nail some things down. So when you go to interview, you sound like you own Scrum. That's why I put on LinkedIn, you have to be a subject matter expert of Scrum for them to hire you. They want to see it like, oh, we can trust Lola. We can trust Lola to let our team fall in love with Scrum. Because guess what? When you get to the environment, they don't care. They don't want to hear about Scrum. This is where we're going to do all Scrum, Agile. When you get to the environment, you are going to do it. You're not going to say, according to Scrum guide. They'll be like, what Scrum guide? I'm an architect. I'm an engineer. I'm a Salesforce engineer. I don't care about that. Just do it. Let's see what you want us to do. So you're leading by example. Now, let's start from the beginning. I will have shared my screen and share some things with you guys, but I already shared in the class. If you go to the Scrum guide, it's the red one or the green one. I'm starting from page 18. Even though it says definition of Scrum, but let me go to the top before I come to the bottom. Please mute. Oh my gosh, who is that person? Please mute. God bless you. Please mute. Because this class is very important. This class, keep time out for this class every Saturday. You paid, I know you didn't pay a lot, but you paid some money, and this is serious. This is life-changing career. Life-changing career, especially for people who maybe you're not a brain surgeon. You can make 6-figure income after this class. Even in the middle of this class. I have people who came to my class last December here, not this December, because those are the period biggest hiring season start from November, December, January, February, March. Take advantage of it. That's why I started this class now. Last class that we had this and the tools we were teaching Jira. One person got 2 jobs from UK. This is somebody who came to the class from UK. He could not pay $250. Say, let me pay $100. That's why I have messy sometimes, like, no problem. Let me know yet. Let money hold you outside. Get in. Because when you get the job, I will brag with you. You're going to send me your praise report and remove your name. I'm going to post it. All of you are going to send me. Because this class, we should just get what I'm going to explain today. It's recorded. If you get this foundation, you will be able to talk about Scrum like this. And your interviewer will be very convinced. My birthday again, I know I said it before, 4 people I will share to this class, 4 jobs. So I'm hoping this hiring season, they are going to need as much people again. And I want to bring out some people from this class that will be experts and will have the passion for Scrum. If you've been in my class for a long time, you still don't have the passion, just mark this class and be like, no, not for the interview prep. Interview prep, you are almost there. But this 0 to Hero class, it's the full package. I'm doing everything today so that everybody can kick off with this class. Then I'll separate the classes. Now, let's start from the beginning. What is all this Agile and Scrum about? We have another less than an hour to clean up this class. Then we'll separate the next class. We continue. There used to be just one big framework. It was not very adaptive. In other words, it was very, very stagnant. Like Scrum interview prep, bootcamp, all of you together, we want to build a school. And this is the traditional waterfall, which is awesome. They use it to build many organizations, many companies use it for years, countries use it for years, organizations use it for years. And what is the waterfall? Because you have to understand waterfall when you go to an interview, you'll be ready. It's like you close all the gap. Like anywhere you want to come from, I'm ready. I am an agilist. I believe in the agile mindset. I am a believer. And I am a SME, I'm like an expert. And I will help organizations to transition, to understand that agile is what they try. You don't force people to accept agile, but you persuade. And something we also do again, we influence. Now see what happens. This big waterfall mindset or framework, or how would you call it? model, waterfall model. You can write some things down or you can get the recording. I think if you write down, when you have the recording, you don't need to look the recording and start writing. It's what the organization were using. There was no Agile and its children, because Agile have a lot of framework that are like sub framework on that Agile. That's a beautiful thing. But the waterfall was just the traditional project management model. This is how it goes. We are building a school. Me and all of you here, we're building a school. We're going to build it for a year, 12 months. We're going with documentation on how to build it. Architect will come, they will draw, they are putting all the architect drawings together. People who are doing the budgeting will put all the budget together. All the subgroup, everybody put together and give government the contract. Who have not heard this before? Building a bridge in Nigeria, building a school in the US, whatever. Who have not heard this kind of project way of management? This is dictionary. This is what we have in the past, which is still thriving, but the Agile is coming to make things better. That's why they need you. That's why they are hiring you to come in and introduce it. They already introduced it, they started the transformation, but they need you to lead teams. Now, maybe the contract, let's reduce it to say 6 to 8 months. Not 1 year is too long, but let me tell you, we have 1 year, 2 years, 3 years contract. Then they will say it to build that whatever city also is $1 billion. Now, when I said it's 8 months, there is no room for inspect and adapt. It's build. Maybe, excuse me, maybe in the 7th month, they are rounding up. Did you hear of sprint? No. Did you hear of retrospective? No. Did you hear of demo? No. Did you hear of all those good stuff? No. Oh, it looks like a lot, eh? When you have $1 billion in line on a contract, you will know that you're supposed to have a little more transparency. But no, it wasn't. Because that is all we know. Let them build. At the end of the day, we'll see what they build. I think they all made the drawing and everything is good. Now, maybe at the end of the 8th month, the 4th, the 3rd week, we all come together and the stakeholders, meaning the people who sponsor money, people spend all the money, they come together. Guess the question I want to ask you, if they do not love or they do not accept the kind of green color, just let's go with painting. The kind of green paint you use to paint all the 6,000 cars that your project produced, the increments. Me and my husband was talking about increment just now, and he's such a very seasoned Scrum Master, and he was telling me that an increment comes from every sprint, and I said yes, increment comes together to make the car, and he's like, yeah, but increment is not the product. I said, we talk. So maybe increment from each sprint. The stakeholder who paid $1 billion did not see any demo, because there's no demo. All the scrap is not in the waterfall environment. Now, at the end of the day, 8 months complete, everybody come together. Now they want to do a big demo and a release and everything go into prod in our environment. But in this environment, no prod. Everything is ready. Everything is ready. Now stakeholder come that all the cars you build, the steering is the wrong steering. Forget the color. The color too, wrong. 2 things. Those things are like 80 million. I think it's $1 billion contract budget. Now 80 million out of let me just say 6 million. Let's not go 80. 10 million. We have to trash it because we're going to change all the steering. The steering he wanted was a silver and black steering. Now we have blue and black steering. Rejected. Organization does not compromise because of compliance, because of regulations, because of government laws, because of rules. They don't compromise. If there's any mistake within that 8 months in the waterfall environment, they will tell them, go to the contract, let's look at the contract, say you said blue. We didn't know it's specific blue. There was no room for inspect and adapt. So guess what? All that's why we say things are trashed back to the backlog. It means that things shall trace back to the warehouse. Things shall trace back to where it begins, and will come to backlog later. So that is the fault with waterfall. There's no transparency. It's not a customer-centric environment. In other words, customer does not have a say. Once they sign all those documents, that's it. Now they are going to build a bridge. If anything is wrong, it's waste of money. Waterfall was wasting a whole lot of money. Then Scrum and Agile rollouts. That is why Agile is more flexible. It's not just one framework, because organizations have different requirements, different organization. My organization right now is not even doing Scrum. I worked in Scrum environment. We're doing Safe and Spotify. So when Agile came out, it was like a breath of fresh air. Like now, organization can adapt. We can reduce waste. That is lean practice. We can reduce waste. And again, if we don't want to do Scrum events, daily Scrum, what do you call it? Demo, fix every 2 weeks, sprint. If we don't want to do that, we do Kanban. See how flexible Scrum is. It's tailored to the environment, but we understand the Agile mindset. So Agile came in, and it's a project management method that is used. But guess what? It's not fixed, and we have a lot of framework, sub-framework under Agile. So whichever one works for your organization, you're going to fit in. Now, that is why when people come and say, I want to be a safe Scrum Master, I'm like, no, first understand being a Scrum Master. Because Scrum Master is under Scrum, and Scrum is the most popular framework under Agile. But guess what? If you don't start from Scrum and you start from the others, you will a lot of things. That's why this class is the Scrum Master. Anywhere you go, they will say they want to hire Scrum Master. They're not going to say they want to hire Kanban Master or Lean Master or Safe Scrum Master. They're going to say they want to hire a Scrum Master. And guess what? That is why it's good you meet a Scrum Master to share with you not just book knowledge, but the total knowledge, book, environment, share. Since they refuse to build a university that will teach people what is waterfall. I'm sure the way I explain waterfall right now, you have an idea. Wow, 80 billion will $1 billion contract can be thrown into the backlog. $1 billion contract can be thrown into the backlog because no transparency, there was no visibility, they were just building and things was just going on like that. And so when waterfall came in under when Agile came in under Agile, they became more flexible. They have the Scrum framework, they have the Kanban, they have what else do we have? Spotify, Safe, Lean practice, extreme programming, so many others, like 3-4 more others. Now organization can pick what they want to work with. And guess what? Now that Scrum came into the organizations, they were saving more. Organizations are saving more money. That's why they will pay you anything. Come and help them save. That is why they don't want an imposter. That's why they don't want people who are half-baked, people who don't have confidence. Why don't you have confidence? Because again, you do not understand how simple this is. It's hard to practice and get master in the environment. And I refuse to say that, because sometimes what you speak is what you get. It's easy in Jesus' name, But if you go to Scrum Guide, they said people don't see where you're coming from, so they might want to argue. Like a lot of things going on in my environment. Like I keep telling them, like, what? Who does that? Like, oh, and they'll be like, well, that's what we want to do here. Okay. So what am I saying? It's not yet, and you want to 7. So what am I saying is I'm coming from the very beginning talking about waterfall and Agile. So organization were able to say, now they're able to roll out budget for me and you to come help the organization, and they don't want people who are not grounded in Scrum. And what I have here is the definition of Scrum. If you look at page 18, let me go to page 18 in one of the link I send you guys. It is so good, break down everything. though they don't have Agile on it. So I had to go through Agile before I decide to come into this place and explain things. And why I want to use Scrum Guide, from Scrum Guide, I'm going to go further. Like I just added Agile to the Scrum Guide now because they were not trying to deal with Agile. The Scrum Guide, it kind of says things in a book way. When you go to the environment, because I've been in the environment so much, and when I compare to the Scrum Guide, I'm like, wow, you guys should have said this, you should have said that, should have said this, you should have said that. But I see what you're saying. Because when last did I deal with Scrum Guide was when I was getting certification. But when you work in the environment, when you go back to Scrum Guide, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. And that is why I'm using Scrum Guide, because it kind of lists things out that we skip. A lot of people skip them, skip understanding them, how they relate to the environment. And guess what? They are in the interview. How can you speak? How can you bring these things out if you just roll with the head knowledge of Scrum Guide? You don't have somebody to interpret them to you, how it relate to the environment. See how I interpret Agile for you, how organization, they just start a project for 8 months, no demo. There's no demo. Who does that? I'll just tell you guys now, please write a book for me. I'll see you next year. It's definitely going to be mistake. And what's going to reduce mistake is when you tell me, coach, we've written part 1. You want to look at it? I'll be like, oh, yes, that is demo right there. That is the demo right here. And that is how you're going to speak in an interview. They'll be like, oh my gosh, not that I say demo, I get all the stakeholders together. You give us how it relates to real experience. How do you do it? And you give example. And that is the STAR approach. Examples. You give examples that can make them understand that you know what you're talking about. Like, how would I have a project for somebody to build my house for me in my city? And I'm not going to do demos. I'm not going to get some way to improve or to inspect and adapt. Because when they start working, improvement will start coming in. Like, oh, we don't need to get water here. This water is bad. Let's get water from the other street. That is improvement. But in the waterfall environment, no room for improvement. You sign, it's all documentation on documentation. Follow document. If there's mistake, it's on you. It's on you, stakeholder. You sign the document, and there's so much waste. So if you see what they say here, let me read this out. They said, Scrum, a framework within which people can address complex adaptive problems. Complex. See, if they ask in an interview, can you use Scrum? It's a complex problem, not simple problem. If all you need to do is to climb a bridge and come down, you don't need demo, you don't need Scrum, you don't need Scrum framework. If it's going to be complex, you're going to need Scrum because we're going to break it 2 weeks at least. You can break it a month or 3 weeks. Sprint can be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and 1 month. So if it's going to be complex and you do not want mistake, you don't want error that will bring the budget down and make that stakeholder, that company never come to you, get to use Scrum. So complex is the answer. They might ask you in an interview. And that's why I told you guys that this class is going to cover both interview situation, because I'm going to relate all together. I also cover Scrum fundamental, understanding Scrum and being able to explain waterfall to somebody the way I explain it, so that they will be like, wow, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense in our own life. If you have kids, it makes sense. You cannot send your kids to cook jollof for you without saying, oh, you didn't put too much salt. Guess what? After 3-4 hours, you might not be able to eat that food, all to the trash if care's not taken. I hope that's not the case. Okay, so it says people can address complex adaptive problems while productively and creatively delivering product of the highest possible value. Scrum is lightweight. You see, and why do they say you can really, really bring out highest positive value? It makes sense. Listen to this. Why would Scrum bring the highest and positive value? The Scrum team, we're always working together like we're family. And it's power in agreement. And you as a Scrum Master, you're always fostering collaboration, removing conflict, removing impediment. Why won't you? And you have a goal, call it sprint goal. It's like our goal. Sometimes Scrum will look like a religion. If you are highly collaborative, please, my page, I need this page, it's very important. I will have shared it on the screen, but it's good here. The Scrum team, it's like a gang. Mine, we call our own squad because we're using the Spotify. Guys, after this class, you should be an agile evangelist, because I want to give you the real life situation, then add the book. That's what's been missing when you talk like this in the interview. You can't help it. The Scrum group is like a gang. It's a squad. It's a Scrum team. One goal. At the end of the day, we are all collaborative. If there's problem, you don't work in silos. That's very, very, very important English you want to, and terminology you want to use. Silos mean that as we're here, somebody will be there talking to people in their village. Zeal will be there selling cloth in WhatsApp. Example, that's silos. Everybody doing their own thing. We're not one go. Like, we'll call Zeal. Zeal will be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just busy selling cloth. We'll be like, oh, you're not with us? We don't do that in Scrum team. We are one team. We have one goal. That's why we have a sprint goal. What's our goal for this team? And guess what? We collaboratively get to that goal. Again, Scrum. Yeah, I don't even know much about rugby. Like a football. You see, my husband is saying something really awesome. He said like a rugby analogy. So that's what they use. As I'm not that a rugby person, I always look at it like more of a football. But he's saying the rugby, everybody is together. We're trying to get a goal together. That's exactly what's going on in the Scrum team. So why won't we bring a productively and creatively delivering product of the highest possible value? The waterfall is different. Let me tell you the difference between waterfall. Waterfall, you mess up, get fired. You mistake, you get queried. It's not a very addictive environment where you be continuously adapt and change. No, it's more fixed. If they ask you during your exam, which is more of a fixed model, is the waterfall. Like, you're supposed to be there 40 hours and do this, and they give you your task and you do it. No adapt. No. Why the Scrum environment continuously adapt, continuously get better. Even if you need more training, if you need more mentoring, job mentoring, very important. That is why I see here they have highest possible value, creatively delivering, productively and creatively delivering product of the highest possible value. Because the Scrum and the Agile environment, it's a very, very positive environment. Yeah, negativity can come, but guess what? We do not do blame game in the Agile environment. In the fixed waterfall environment, a lot you get punished. You get punished. That's why everybody wants to work in the Agile environment. And these are all people who have not done their CSM or PSM. These questions will come. The difference between the two environments. That's why people who are doing in the interview, you look forward to getting this job because it's a very, very positive environment where you continuously improve. Guess what? You don't get punished for failing. You continuously improve. That is why they say it has the highest possible value. And they say Scrum is lightweight, simple to understand, difficult to master. Me, I want to say it's easy to master. But guess what? The reality, it's very lightweight. That's why I tell you guys, give me 6 weeks to explain all these things, pass this information to you because it's lightweight. The only why you would not get it is if you're not working as hard as I'm going to work. If you work as hard as I'm going to work, you will see that you understand Scrum. I tell you today, it will cover waterfall and Scrum and the foundation. You got something here. Maybe you've heard it before, but you see how I explain it and why I'm so passionate about Scrum and Agile. It has so many things different from the other environments. No blame game here. You continuously improve. You fail. You learn from failure. You are allowed to fail sometimes. Maybe you didn't do testing on time. Maybe your story point was you underestimated your tickets. The team underestimated their ticket. Maybe they have a user story. Now we're going to do the Fibonacci sequence. We want to estimate. You roll out the link for the Fib Scrum Master. You roll it out during the sprint grooming, which we'll get to, real quick because the class is quick. Now, grooming, and those are Scrum events. During grooming, you roll out the Fibonacci link, put it in the chat, and everybody gets there, and they keep estimating 1, 2. Guess what? These stories are supposed to be estimated like 5 or 8. You let them know. Are we looking at the complexity of the stories? They'll be like, yeah. Are we looking at dependencies? Yeah. Efforts? Because those are things, some of the things they need to look at, which I've taught my interview prep class before you start estimation. You look at all this and look at priority also. In some teams, you won't look at priority. Some teams, maybe you are estimating bugs. A lot of times they don't estimate bugs. Maybe bug or defect. Let me explain that. I'm not digressing. I'm just Bringing the environment, remove not just the book knowledge, the environment. You will estimate defect, or sometimes you don't estimate defect, depend on the environment. What is that? What am I talking about? Now you're trying to, let me use my very popular thing I love to do. I like to use analogy or example I like to use, which everybody here might define. You want to cook Chinese rice, and you started cooking. Now you put too much salt. In a software environment, you made an error. It's called defect or bug, because you're trying to build a computer, and you build it, try to click the arrow button, it's not moving to arrow. Instead, to move forward, you move backward. It's bug, it's defect. Now the QA team, the testers, they're going to test them like, we found a bug because there are certain criteria. We describe what you have to meet. We'll get to all that. That is the full class we're into. Next week, we'll start to talk about all that. And it's so interesting and it makes sense. Now, QA team will say we are registering one bug. We press the arrow key, it's going backward. Acceptance criteria tells us that it's supposed to go forward. Now it's a bug. They will register it. We have one bug. So we're done with this. We're done testing this ticket, but we have a bug. We have a defect. Some teams will roll that to next sprint, except if they can treat it in that sprint. Depend on the bug. If the bug is going to hold all that work, it's going to be a big problem. It's going to be a high priority bug. If it's not a big problem, if we can still keep building, it's a medium priority. Now we're gonna see. I'm bringing the environment. You will say this when you start working. That's why it's recorded, class recorded. Then you'll be like, "Are we recording this class?" Yeah, Lola, you're recording the class, right? Now the team will be like, the QA team will register a bug, and you say will be like, we have a bug. You're not going to in the waterfall environment. When you keep working on the software, the engineers keep working on the software. There's bug. They might have queries, but in the agile team, we get better. We don't have queries. Continuous improvement is allowed. The only time that people get in trouble is when they have too many strikes, and we know that. Then they will have to have Scrum Master begin to have one-on-one. What is going on? Do you understand how to work on this in this environment? Do you need more training? Oh, I love agile environment. Do you need more training? Do you need mentoring here? Do you need this? There was somebody I was asking, is everything okay? I see you have a lot of stories that is still saying to do. It's still to do. You weren't able to cover them. Did you overcommit in this sprint? Such a beautiful environment. And every agile environment I worked with, I have found that it's more of people over process. They care about people over the process. People are the highest, there's one word I want to use now. Valued, I don't want to say thing in an environment. They have the highest value. Not the money, not the process. It's people, because without people, there's no software. Without people, there's no sprint, So I asked my engineers, is everything okay? Were you overcommitted? Guess what? I don't know if he's used to the waterfall environment. He said he wasn't overcommitted. He said he was just supporting. He called a lot of environment he was supporting. I spoke to another Scrum Master. I'm like, we need to look at his story, give him some buffer at this sprint. Because guess what? If people overcommit, if you give people too many work, they will still not do it. It's still on you. So we want to improve the process. Now he's not saying he's overcommitted. We're going to reduce his tickets for the next sprint. So guess what? Those bugs that come from those software that they were working on that didn't work, we're going to estimate it, because now we're rolling into a new sprint. Why? Because some of them are high priority. Like they're high priority. You cannot eat a fried rice or jollof rice or drink a soup, even a soup that's too much salt. That is high priority. That's big problem right there. So depend on the priority of the situation, of the ticket, the bug in the ticket, if that is going to stop a whole lot of things. Because if you don't eat the soup or the rice with too much salt, you're going to be hungry. Everybody's going to starve. Now, because if they make too much rice, it's different. You can just do some and save. That's medium, low priority bug. But if they say the whole food there's too much salt, nobody's going to eat it because you're going to get sick, because that's high priority. So when you look at the priority like that, you'll be like, no, now we got to do some estimation, because they get to get some 30 points, because we must fix it. Either we're washing the rice, whatever we're doing, the dev team, they'll sink that bug in and estimate it and get it in their environment and fix it because it's high priority, no waste of time. Now, situations come in like that, people underestimate. And now, I was talking about how you don't get punished in this environment. And where am I? Say difficult to master. I'm still on definition of Scrum and explaining the environment. See, why this class is 6 weeks? I could have just read Scrum Guide and end there. But the Scrum Guide does not explain what it is in the environment. It just gives definition. Why you need this class is because I'm going to relate it to how it works in the environment. When they say difficult to master, because you continuously improve your estimation, improve the process, because you cannot be stagnant and be like, oh, you made this error last time. Next sprint, we're going to look at it, have some sprint review, get some demos. But the best place is retrospective and talk about some things and how to improve some things. And you improve, no punishment. Yes, it's hard to master because you will continuously try different ways to make it better. Now you need the buy-in of the team. That is why, again, it's difficult to master. And this is, I'm reading from Scrum Guide and explaining it in the environment. It's also an interview question. Why is Scrum difficult to master? Why? Because you'll be like, why? Because people, it's hard sometimes to get buy-in. There's one place I read in the Scrum Guide and it talked about empiricism. It's hard for people to see things 3-4 times and be like, oh, I see the direction. You have to make some setting food 3-4 times before you know how easy it is to make it. Sometimes it's hard to get people to that place and get them to master the process and get results from what they've been trying. It's hard to get people there so that they'll be like, now I believe in Scrum. That's why it's hard to master. But once they master it, it doesn't end there. They continuously improve the process till we get to the timeline. Our roadmap, look at our roadmap, which again, if you were in my last class, you know our roadmap is like our timetable. In most of the Scrum class, they won't tell you it's like a timetable. The project roadmap is a timetable. And I said what I said. Because the project roadmap, that's why this class is good. When you get to your office, and it's not in the Scrum Guide, but you should know it. The roadmap is like a visual layout of the project timeline. See, when I went to LinkedIn and I said, this quarter, it's in every roadmap of an organization. Last quarter, first quarter, new resource. Roadmap, I'll be like, the roadmap for this class now start from today, it will end maybe first, second week of December. I know, because I'm going to get people in all through this month, then shut the door, close the door, like bloggers saying in Nigeria. Close the door so I can concentrate and start full month, November, and add 1 or 2 weeks, round up, and people getting jobs, and I begin to celebrate. Hey, and everybody go holiday, and sometime next year again, by the grace of God, we continue another class. That is my roadmap. But the roadmap in organization, yes, keep your question, my dear. After the class, we're going to go into question. Today is just 1 hour. It's a foundation, because when we go into the deep dive, I want you to understand. If you have interview tomorrow, I want you to understand agile waterfall and some complexity in the environment that Agile is trying to talk about in Scrum Guide. Guess what? The roadmap is timetable, but in the Agile, in IT roadmap, in your project roadmap, it's going to have more details. That's when the team comes together and talk when they want to do release 1. I was talking with was it Tammy? Was it Tina? And the professional that I said I spoke about release for, and PI planning, and Scrum, and sprints. We'll get to that full class. We'll get to all that. We have from now 6 weeks. So much to share. I will read the Scrum Guide, but I'm going to tell you the hidden lines on that Scrum Guide. On that Scrum Guide. So your roadmap is like a timetable, but it's more complex, because now you're going to have releases. Roadmap is mostly about releases. Ooh, so much I want to share about that. Releases. Maybe you have big planning, like your PI planning, your sprints, and we have 2 roadmaps. Most times we'll have 2 roadmaps. We call one the high level roadmap, which is the stakeholders, the MDs, all the big sponsors. They have that high level roadmap. And we have a more tactical roadmap for sprints for teams. That one will have more of 1 month or 2 weeks timeline. Like 2 weeks, what do we do? 2 weeks, what do we do? 1 month, what do we do? 3 months, what do we release? For the high level roadmap, they don't care about your sprints to 2 weeks. They want to see quarter by quarter. What are you releasing this quarter? You are releasing the engine of Jaguar. The other quarter, whatever you want to do it is on your tactical roadmap, is there. The other quarter, you're releasing all the body and all, and all that is still going to be broken down, all the technology that they need, all the things they need, all the expectation, all the risk. They will have the risk, they will have the dependencies. When you get to the environment, when you see roadmap, you remember it's a visual timeline for projects, but it's very complex because the whole team, your POs, your BAs, and your program manager and your project managers are going to put that together. You Scrum Master, sometimes they want you to facilitate the process, which is kind of annoying because I used to say, I'm the Scrum Master, I'm here for Scrum. Now you want me to tell you about your timeline. You know your timeline. I'm here to join the meeting to understand the expectations. But most times they want Scrum Master because some organizations don't even know what Scrum Master does. Because guess what roadmap is this? It's like you bring somebody who is coming to help your kids in the house, to help your kids to be good kids. And the person coming to the house, like a teacher, which is me, Tracy, I'm coming to help your kids to be very, very good kids to understand chemistry. Now you will be asking me to roll out a roadmap for the chemistry. I'll be like, well, I know what I want to teach your kids. How long? What's your budget? But that's what they want Scrum Master to do. Ask the right question. Lola, you want me to, Lola have 12 kids, Lola, I hope you don't have 12. 12 is a lot. Okay, Lola have 12 kids and you bring me in as an agile coach, chemistry teacher. And now Lola will be asking me, as the organization, the stakeholder, the sponsor, say, can you put a roadmap together for this? Scrum Master, they say we need to know the right question. What's the timeline? What's the budget? How long? Lola will be like, please, 8 months, you guys should be done. I want them to be experts. That's the only one I can pay. Because the organization will tell you their budget that your contract, this project should be done. In short, we cannot move it. It should be done within 12 months. That's why you see they get Scrum Master 12-month contract. After then, if they want to extend it, it's on them. Because everything the roadmap is, they're going to be paying, right? So it's money, it's budget, it's timeline, and when they need to release that increment or that product to their client, end user. So yeah, that's roadmap. It's important I get into all this deep dive. Why Scrum guy don't have these things, but these are the things when you go to interview. These are the just imagine I go to interview with you. Excuse me. I go to interview with you and they are asking me one question. Next thing I add a little roadmap to it. They'll be like, this one is a teacher. This one's a teacher. Get her in the environment because she's ready. That's how I want you to be. That's how I want you to be. Today, I've been able to cover some foundations. Next class, I'm going to divide the class so that we'll get into interview, continue on interview, brushing up. Then the deep people, the 0 to hero. You're no longer 0 from today. You are starting 1 and you're running with me because that is a 2-hour class. Next class for each of this group is a 2-hour class. I'm giving you guys 4 hours for the next 1 month, 5 weeks. For interview prep is 1 month. I want to even throw something. My mind is telling me to throw something in, and it depends on who want to take advantage of this. Okay, I will talk to the interview prep people. I can actually merge this class if the interview prep people want to join this class. So I will merge it. If you want to join, let me know. I'll give you massive discount. You join, you pay, because this is a bonus class for you anyway today. But if you want to, so next week you can join this class. If you want a deep dive into the agile, not just interview prep, because I'm supposed to share this class after today. Today I'm traveling, so I wanted to bring you guys together because what I'm even teaching now still help you. Because at the end of the day, in your interview prep, you want to flow because people like us, we go there, they will ask us what we tell them 10. Like, did you want more? Do you know why Waterfall has not worked? Why I'm able to help and support? There's somewhere I read in where I'm supposed to get to next week. He was talking about the Scrum Master. We are to support. Do you know how much I can support your organization and add value and reduce waste? Do you know how I can convince those recruiters? I told one recruiter, I said, I'm one of the best. He said, I know. I had to hold my this because my charger. I'm not kidding. I'm one of the best. Okay. Why I say one of the best? I've actually got a lot of certification to support that. And I've done a lot of homework to support that. And one thing about Agile and Scrum, we talk about empiricism. See, you cannot be best till you practice something. You cannot be best till you actually, either you know how to practice it or you practice it. Know how to practice, then practice it. And when I got in, I remember I was just like you guys. I had two sessions like this. I paid one for twice because I wanted to be the best. So again, you're going to meet people like us in the interview. And why am I breaking things down? Today is just 1 hour class, an introduction for you guys to know, understand. I want you to be very, very ready. Next class is 2 hours. Bring paper, write some things down. You'll get the video too. Why I want to clean this class very thorough till December. It's far, right? Don't worry, we'll be fine. This class is supposed to be 6 months class. So December is not too far. But in the middle, if you can talk like me with the passion, because now you know why Agile, why Scrum. Waterfall was not working. There was too much waste. When organizations see that passion in you, and when organizations understand that it's like you're coming to help them, to support them, to deliver them from waste. And you have all this, all that characteristics, great communicator. You know how to persuade. You know how to have buy-in. You know how to remove conflict. You know how to remove impediment, how to track impediment. All those are things we'll talk about. There's so much to learn. Again, today is introduction to the class. Next class, we'll split the class and we'll move on with speed. My biggest intention is to create people that can be passionate like me. I will go to interview with them and be like, oh my gosh, you're good. And please, 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 let's not memorize things. Let's understand things. Like, if I ask you now, what do you think about waterfall? I want you to be like, now I see why Agile is winning and taking over and spreading, and why they need more people to come in as Agile representative. Because again, Waterfall was more of the feast mindset. It was just a project that you plan 6 months. There's not a lot of visibility. In other words, the stakeholders don't even know what's going on. I need there's error to the ending before they know. Nobody likes that. Then you bring a star approach. Like, if I want to build a school now, I really want to have demos. I want to have retrospective. I want to continuously improve. Those are the things that Scrum and Agile they provide. But they don't have this in the Waterfall, because Waterfall is more of documentation. And next week we'll get into next week in the Agile class we'll get into backlog. Again, we'll get into Scrum artifact, and I will let you guys know. You read it. They just start Scrum artifact. They just read it and just make it. I will let you guys know why is it an artifact and why is those 3 things very important. Product backlog, sprint backlog, which is like the active sprint, and also increment. Why are they output? Why are they artifact? Why are they so important? Those 3 things is what you look forward to every time. I can't wait to relate those 3 things to things you have in your house. And you'll be like, wow. Guys, sometimes I have too much to share. It's like, I can't wait to share all. And sometimes I share. And it's like, I get hungry. It's like, I want to drink water. So, I will just open the floor for any question. And next class, next Saturday, we will fix the time so that you will have a cool 2 hours that is good for you. I want everybody to be in the class. And the interview prep, you will have a 2 good hour that is good for you. And people in the interview class, if you think you need to know more, you can switch to this class. Again, I said I'll give you massive discount, but you got to pay something, because I'm not going to do it for free. Because guess what? After this class, I will need to go get some cold juice. I need money to buy it. I want to be compensated because I'm going to give my best. I'm going to work hard. All right, team. And guess what? All of you again in these classes, we're still going to revamp your resume. When you leave this class today, go to your, okay, Zil, 1 second, you ask the question. When you leave this class, please, you're going to go to your LinkedIn. I want your LinkedIn to be very, very alive. Why? No time to waste. Next month, few days from now, I want recruiters to reach out to you while you are in this class. It's gonna be the higher season is coming real quick. No time to wait. Unlike my old classes, I do that at the end. But this time, no gap. We got to be fast. Question Z, what's your question?
Hi, Tracy. So I have a quick question. Do we have class tomorrow, or is it only Saturday?
Only Saturdays, 2 hours. I'm sorry, that's what I've ever done in
Okay.
all classes. Yes, and what I have expectation after the class, so I don't like to load people with class, because what I have just taught today, I really want you by that tomorrow, instead of me to have in class tomorrow, I want you to be able to grasp them and repeat them if I ask you. So I don't want to load videos, because next class is going to be 2 hours with a whole lot of more information. I actually have expectation. Please, instead of me to load you again with tomorrow information, can you understand what is waterfall, what's agile, and why agile is hard in the environment, and roadmap that I talk about, and all the little things I talk about today? They are very, very important. Just look at the video again instead of me to load you again more information tomorrow. And there's a lot of information that it might be too much for you to grasp and sink in. Please don't just throw this video aside. If you instead of it to come back tomorrow 2 hours, grasp everything. It will really, really help for our next class. Because next class we're moving forward to Scrum Artifacts. Then we'll go to all the events. And the events, I will bring them to life. All the events, bring them to life. Why am I bringing them to life? Because when they're talking about sprint planning, because in the sprint planning, they talk about capacity planning. Capacity planning is not in the sprint guide and Scrum guide. What is capacity planning? How do you do capacity planning in a safe team and a Scrum team? It's not in the Scrum guide. So beneath every topic in the Scrum guide, I'm going to expand it. So I want you today, what I taught today, go and grab it, understand it, and please ask me all the questions in the class. Drop the question in the class, because when I answer your question in the class, it will help everybody in the class. Amma, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes. First of all, I want to recommend you. You're a very good teacher. Not everybody is a good teacher, trust me. They
Thank you,
just
my dear.
mix everything up. Yeah, it's disorganized and your hair will be blowing. You don't know what to do.
I know, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I really, really understand what you're saying. Yes.
You're very good. You are very good. Thank you so much. So
Thank
you said we should focus on waterfall, agile. What is waterfall? What is agile? What is what?
And what it's on the video. I said so much. It's on video.
Okay.
I talk about roadmap. That's why I wanted you guys to write the topics down when I'm treating them, because it's on the video. Yeah, it's on the video. Another thing that strike your attention in the video, just write it down, because they are very important. And I know I said a whole lot of things, but I know I mentioned why agile is hard in the environment. Estimation. I talk about estimation, and I talk about bugs, and I talk about defects. And those are things that are not in the Scrum guide. And I explain what is defect and bug. And I told you guys, when people are working on a software and they're trying to click an arrow, it went back. And I talk about how the QA team, so many things. And these are all live things that when you understand the process, when you go to interview, it will be like you are explaining how you cook jollof rice. That's how they want them to. That's how they want you to be comfortable with explaining things. And they might not ask you about bug, but agile relates. They might be asking you, like, define what do you understand by Scrum? When you talk, then you can add some of the things It makes it more of a discussion. They want you to be that comfortable. Or any of the thing we talk about. Maybe they talk about what's the difference between waterfall and Scrum. They want you to be very, very, very comfortable talking about it the way I was comfortable talking about it. So that's why I said, don't leave this video till next class. No, I'm not going to bombard you with more knowledge tomorrow. Much, I tell you. Because I knew when I went to my first class, they're talking, I never really had people who broke it down to things that happen in even in my kitchen. Because when I talk about product backlog, you guys will see exactly like, wow, product backlog is just that. It's just like my store where I have all the food. And the sprint backlog is like your island where you bring, it's so interesting. I can't wait to share with you guys. So when you're talking about it, it's going to be so the interviewer will be like, oh my God, you need to see me when I went for my last interview. I said it in the last class. My manager told me, say you set a bar. It was hard for them to hire another scrum master. You know, you set a bar. I'm like, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. This is being myself. Another manager said, that is it. That is what it is. Be yourself, because you are not an imposter. My class, no imposter. Just work as hard as I work. You will be good. And I told somebody this thing. I said, instead of you to memorize or cram 100%, no 30%. That 30, run with it like a flag, like a white flag. Run with it. Like me now, I don't know anything about what developers, Salesforce engineers, and others they do. But the Scrum that I know, just let me and you go interview. My mouth will sharp. I will run with the one I know. I'm going to blow the horn. So that's what will make you stand out. Yeah. Any other question?
Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Please,
Hi.
I'ma be on this video. Any question you have
I
about the
am gonna be on it 100%, over
I
100%.
trust. That is
Oh,
awesome. That's
I'm
an
ginger
awesome
up.
promise.
I'm ginger up. I'm ginger
You're
up.
gingered up. I am ready. Soon you'll be talking like me, and you go to those interviews, say, who would involve
I will talk
Agile?
more than you.
Agile
Don't worry.
You're making me so happy, because that's what I promised myself, that after 6 weeks,
Yes.
there's one lady from my class. She got a job. She says, Coach, I spoke like you. You say I ate it up. You say I ate it up. I'll send you guys our video to class. You say I ate it up. I was screaming. Say I ate it up, coach. One went to interview. Oh my gosh. And that is why I think they say mentoring and coaching is good. If you're going to a church, sometimes if you're a worker, you're following your pastor, sometimes you need to sound like your pastor, right? People that were always with Jesus, they sounded like Jesus. So if I'm this passionate with Agile and Scrum, people who really, really follow up will start talking like me. Now, that's another lady said, after interview, he said they were dragging her, which thing she want to belong. That's what happened. She got a job. One went for junior scrum master role, she got a senior scrum master role. One went for scrum master role, she got agile coach role. Agile coach role. I was have on his phone. This kind correct scrum master. How nice. I just saw it. That is so wonderful. Hi, Daddy J. Say hello to everybody. It's an awesome class.
Hello.
Awesome. On phone and saying hi. So that is what it is. That is what it is. I want, after these 6 weeks, you'll be passionate about Agile. And guess what? Especially people who even have kids who are like, oh, they want less stress in their life. If you can get into the Agile environment, the real Scrum environment, oh, you'll be praying for your company every day that you didn't get to waterfall. People get to waterfall, some will even develop almost high blood pressure. Why? Because the waterfall environment is not very forgiving. It's very strict. And you will deal with documentation. Why the Scrum environment? We deal more on trusting one another. I'm not going to write Amma up and say, oh, she said she must resume 8 a.m. So she didn't resume. Now I'm going to write her up and send her to project manager. In the waterfall, they'll do that. In the agile environment, the scrum master will send Anna a message. What is going on? We have compassion. We have empathy. Say, what, are you okay? Are you overworked? Do you need
transparency?
Oh my gosh. And that's what the scrum master wants. You will be transparent to be able to explain to scrum master that to say the fact. My stove just got too hot yesterday, and guess what? It gave me headache. Whatever. I don't want to say anything negative. I don't want to say God forbid somebody's sick, But that's the environment of the Agile. That is why Agile is thriving right now. That's why people want to get in. And guess what? I do not want half-baked to go in, because it's not fair for organization. If organization is going to provide this Agile environment for you to lead and support a team, get to know this thing. Put in your best in these 6 weeks and pray and get a Scrum job. Get a Scrum job, and let's close the deal like that. But I'm not going to give my best and you pay and you're not going to be in class, or you only get the recording, because one-on-one, like they say, Scrum again, they like the one-on-one. It's too good. I was on site. I'm the only one that was on site with my managers, stakeholders, with one of my QA. But that's a lead QA. That lady is very smart QA. How wonderful it is. I just went to stand near her. I say, talk to me. Let me not call one of your names here. I don't need to put her name on the call. I'm like, talk to me, Tammy. I said, I was supposed to have a meeting with her before I left. I said, and Tammy, what do we do now about this situation? I don't want you guys to be getting you know how wonderful it is to talk to people one-on-one, people don't want to go on site. I said, I don't want you guys to be getting users and getting tickets close to this sprint. I don't want you guys to get it. And this is a star approach interview question. I said, it's not fair. See what happened. Let me explain this to you guys, and that's why I will end the class, because it's an interview scenario answer. What happened is that one ticket, which is one story, which is one piece of work. It's the smallest piece of work. Maybe not the smallest, because you can break it to task. Piece of work is developer build a button that when you click it, the arrow in the computer will say forward. Everything will be forward. That is a ticket, right? Now, when the developers, the engineers, they build that code and also all those things that they build, that I told you guys I don't build code. Testers, we are the QA engineer, quality engineers. They're supposed to go pick that thing that the engineers they work on. They want to see from a user perspective if it's working. Then they're supposed to have 1 or 2, 3 days, right, to work on it, because maybe 2 days to work on it. Engineers supposed to have maybe 3, 4 days to work on it, because we have a sprint of 1 week. They're not going to be doing only one work. They have others. Now, maybe they estimate 5. I don't know what 5 means. 5 might be that 5 were good. We'll take care of this sprint. See the problem these people were having. The people that need to test whether the thing have a bug. When I mean bug, I mean defect. Is it working or not? This quality engineer, that's another career that I really, really love. I will be a quality engineer, QA, but I'm fine with SCRUM. When these people finish working, I told my QA, it's not like they are dancing, just having party, wasting time. These people are supposed to pass that same feature that they work on. Click, it will go to their environment. If I click now, Amma will receive it in her environment and begin to work on it. Sprint is ending tomorrow. You are sending it to me today that you just finished working on it. You want to put me in trouble? They keep sending ticket late to Amma QE engineers. And I was telling this guy, I'm like, I know that the engineers, they are trying. It's not fair for them to be sending bulk of tickets that they work on, like 20. You guys, I said, I don't even know if you guys are sleeping, because they need to quickly, because deadline is tomorrow, the sprint end. And you know when sprint end, anything they didn't finish, they will move it to next sprint. Like, oh, you didn't do your work. Amma, you didn't work on your 10 ticket, you didn't test them. Now the Jira, once you click, it will summarize all of them to say, you will do it next working session, next working sprint. And we have a sprint goal that we have to meet. Amma, Z, Adeline, we have all committed that Amma said she will test all the tickets that came from engineers. Engineer is sending it overnight. We will close sprint in 7 hours. What is this? My QE are crying like it's not fair. It's not fair. And then we had a talk with the engineers. They said they've been working. They have a lot of work to do. It's when they finish. Guess what, Scrum Master? The beautiful thing was that I was able to stand with my QA engineer, who's like Amma, say, I know it's not fair. We're trying to find a way to work around this. Instead of just talking on the laptop, computer, message. What I'm saying is that face-to-face discussion is so wonderful, because now they will see that you're concerned, you really care, that it's like we don't think we don't know your situation. We're working on it to improve. Unlike in a computer, they don't see the emotion and all that. And I was able to have that meeting with her. I was just standing by her table there, say, I don't even know if you guys sleep. I am so sorry, but we're going to find a way around this. And when I get back next week now, we'll continuously monitor it to see if they can break the story. That's next class. I'll teach you guys how to break user stories. Because if you get in the environment, it's going to be a question in interview. When this kind of thing happen, what happened? That means they are either underestimating, or the POs need to break the work. It's too big. The other people are working. It took them 8 days. They have not finished building this white mouse. So that Anna, Amma, Grant, our team can check it if it's really working. If it's working, it pass all the test that means it meets definition of done. That is definition of done. It meets definition of done. Now it's moved to done colon instead of to do. Oh my God, so much to share. Zil, you have one more question. I think I'm done for today.
Yeah, hi Tracy. So I had a question regarding estimation, but I'll go over the recording one more time. Will you gonna share after the class?
Oh yes, I can't wait to get to estimation. That is I treat that in the interview prep, and I also treat that in I'm going to treat it details in our Scrum class. And in our Scrum class, we are actually going to do the estimation live. I will send you guys a link in the class. It's going to be maybe the second or third week. It might be next class because again, I tell you guys, Scrum is small. I can finish all the Scrum training read through, but it's going to be my environment training. That will take time. That's why it's 6 weeks, because you can read Scrum Guide 1 hour, you're done, right? But explaining and relating it to the environment, doing some practicals, that is what will get you comfortable. When you go to the interview, you'll be looking at the interviewer like, yeah, bring it on. I'm ready for you. I'm going to share a link. We'll do estimation live and we'll see how we do the estimation. And it's going to be so awesome. All right.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Friends, please check those videos. Lola, please save this video, send it to the class for me. And please don't bring outsider into my class and don't share my video outside to anybody. Just tap into the grace of God upon my life and obey the rules. Don't send my video to 1 million people. They didn't pay for my class. You know, I'm putting a lot in this class. Why? Because I have expectation at the end of the class. I'm not doing it just because I want to do class. I want the jobs. So I am working. I'm committed to you guys here alone, except anybody coming through me. All right, team.
Thank you so much, Tracy.